way to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
But to be the man,
Austin 316 says I just whipped you.
we are the generation that eat. You make the rules, and we will.
Who is booking this drop?
Oh, more of that.
WWE stands for.
I am Mr. Richie Moon, and I'm Kayfabe Ave, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
Position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream.
It's Kayfabe Ave.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I am Mr. Richie Moon,
And I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
and this is Kayfabe Avenue. And today, gentlemen, we're just going to have a general discussion about the state of WWE. There's a lot of good things going on. It's been a big turnaround from the last couple of months. So, we're going to talk about the draft. We're going to talk about, the King of the Ring. We're going to talk about the Fiend, SmackDown going live, NXT USA, the impending Monday Night Wars going on. So let's start off with the draft, gentlemen.
The draft?
Let's start off with the draft, gentlemen. Focus. I'm gonna start off with you. I'm gonna ask. You don't have to answer this immediately, but a man and a woman doesn't matter. From any brand who you would draft at SmackDown, somebody you would take from Raw. Obviously, they would be on SmackDown. Obviously, be on Raw. Same thing to you, AJ. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that in the back of your mind. One of those you take. But first off, what do you think of the draft? Like we just had a superstar shakeup, whatever. Now we're at a draft. What do we think about this?
I think they should bring back general managers.
Ooh.
And they're the ones that are supposed to be doing the draft.
Okay. Ooh, AJ.
Definitely agree with you. Bring Heyman, bring Bischoff to the forefront, bring Triple H out, or they have William Regal still, but I think Triple H should be more the face of NXT going forward and make that more of a stat.
Somebody actually asked Triple H about that, and he said that NXT will not be involved in the draft.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so still keeping it in line with it being his own thing and the call-up situation, so that's not a bad idea. So we're sticking. It's more of a pull to the side. I think we kind of.
Yeah, I think NXT proved with their first episode that they. Yeah. But I personally think that the draft this is a great move. They need it. I mean, it's a business necessity for them to actually do it because of the Fox and USA thing. But I think it's just a good thing story-wise overall. This wild card stuff has been very messy, very mad.
Yeah, definitely.
That was trash.
It's very trash.
I think
dumpster juice.
The draft is a great way to bring back the sports-like feel of back in the days like 2004 when the draft was live and functioning. We had Paul Heyman, we had Eric Bischoff back then. Kurt Angle was a GM. We had Teddy Long as a GM.
We had Sheriff Stone. Not before. That was before.
Vicky Guerrero. We had a whole bunch of people filtered in and out, and it felt like a sport. It felt like, okay, draft season is around. Who's going where? When John Cena brought the WWE title back to Raw and Batista got drafted to SmackDown and took the world title, that was a huge moment. We need moments like that. We need the sports field back. That's what Fox is rumored to want. That's the perfect way to do it. My choice as far as male from Raw, who I think should definitely go, is Seth Rollins. He's stale as hell. Becky seems to be going to SmackDown, which, you know what, it's probably a good shakeup. Maybe it really changed things. Hopefully, in her place, maybe from SmackDown coming, we get Charlotte back. I'd say we take Bayley back to Raw as well. And that should probably shake things up. I won't get too into detail. We'll have a future episode on the draft specifically. But,
yeah. Can I get dead ass?
It's a good idea. And I think the Paul Heyman, the GM situation, I agree with Focus. I think that's where we should leave it as far as the draft.
Yeah. I like the draft idea. I would choose Finn Balor to go back to Raw, join with the OC, And I would choose Ember Moon, no relation, to go back to Raw.
If Finn Balor doesn't, if Finn Balor goes to Raw and he doesn't join the OC, it's a waste of his character. Like, you're the founder of the entire club movement. Period.
In the WWE
no one
universe,
can take that away from Finn Balor. So why doesn't WWE embrace it?
that we've never seen
spawned,
a heel.
You know
we've
what?
never seen a heel Finn Balor.
Who knows
ever
if
in WWE
who
universe.
knows if Finn Balor's influence with the foundation of the Bullet Club, would we have AEW?
Yeah,
Would we?
yeah, we would. It just would have been.
I don't know.
it just-
I don't know. He created the club. They started bringing Gaijins over and pushing them to the moon. They had the big faction behind them. AJ Styles, same way. Kenny Omega, same way. Would Cody have found Kenny and the Bucks in the same state if it wasn't for the Bullet Club?
Maybe.
The founder was Finn Balor. So
maybe it
would we
doesn't-
have an AEW if Balor didn't start the Bullet Club?
Maybe.
It's
Good
thing to think about.
Maybe. Yeah, that's something to think about. Something to ponder. Something to talk about another time. But let's move on. We had the first King of the Ring tournament in a very long time. And I don't want to undermine the draft. It's just that we're gonna do We're gonna do an episode specifically for that. So we'll just kind of move on with that. But we had the King of the Ring, for the first time in what? I don't even know.
I think
More
it
than
was
5
like
years.
maybe 5+ years now.
Yeah.
So who was the last king?
King
Was it?
Was it King
Barrett?
Barrett
I think it was Barrett.
or King
Bad
Sheamus?
news. I don't think it was Sheamus, but Sheamus about to make his comeback, so that's gonna be pretty awesome.
So
I don't
what
think
do you
so.
think about the actual King of the Ring tournament this year? How the brackets ended up breaking down and
It
stuff?
was
It was. I like some of the matches. I would have liked to see other people get a little bit further. They just pulled the trigger on Andrade. I'm not mad with Baron Corbin and and Chad Gable the way that story turned out. I think it's awesome. I hope they go further with that. I really like Baron Corbin as in this role. The problem with Baron Corbin before, he was always good. The problem with him before, they were shoving him down the throat. He was shoving him down the throat. Now, he wasn't ready for the main
I
event.
don't think that's
He wasn't
the problem.
ready
I don't
for
think
the
that's
main
the
event.
problem at all.
What was the
Honestly,
problem?
I think Baron Corbin is getting the same amount of exposure as he's always gotten. He has a spot on Raw every week. I think he maybe took a week or two off recently in the past few weeks before the King of the Ring tournament actually got underway. He maybe had like a couple weeks off or like 2-3 weeks off. But Corbin has had consistent time week in, week out, same amount of minutes. He just knows how to utilize it right. People don't want to see Corbin win. He has real heat. He has real hate. And, the fans don't resonate with him on this is my guy, I want him to win. So he's actually the perfect person to really pull through these situations. It's different from a Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, people like Roman, but he wasn't the guy at his time. Who is a bigger heel than a Baron Corbin in WWE right now as far as the moment he steps out, it's instant heat. Drew McIntyre is a great heel, but people love Drew McIntyre. Who is generally out there getting hated? Baron Corbin's pulling it off. And my critique of the King of the Ring, I wanted Joe to maybe go further, maybe win. I wanted Andrade also to step up, maybe win this thing out. And Drew McIntyre. Now, coming after the King of the Ring, after he actually finished, we hear that Drew McIntyre had a slight injury as well as being sick. So he was out. He hasn't even been on recently after the.
No, he'll be coming back soon. Though.
So he'll be on soon, but that was his way out. So I understand that, but I thought Drew McIntyre definitely was that guy. Now, if it wasn't Drew, who other than Joe or Andrade that we want to win? But then again, like I said, natural heat always wins at the end.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Corbin.
I always liked Corbin, but he was just shoved down our throats before. He was not ready for the main event. He was good, but he was not ready for the main event, and it dragged down Seth Rollins after he came off WrestleMania. Seth Rollins was hot. Baron Corbin just shrugged him down with the mid-card of evil. But now he's in the. I feel like Baron Corbin has found his group. You know where that group started? At Raw at MSG, because he got the let's go Corbin. Corbin sucks. Corbin never got that before.
He got the Cena chant.
He got the Cena chant at MSG, and New York, Chicago, Philly.
I will say,
set
as
the
bad
trends.
as people hate on Corbin, you have to agree
He's good. He's a good
that
wrestler.
his past matches in the last month or
He's a safe
two
worker.
have been really,
yes.
really good.
He's a good
And
hand.
We were having a conversation about a good hand and jobbers off camera.
That could be
before
an
it came
episode
around.
all in
That's a
one.
whole. Yeah, that's a
But-
whole. Ooh, he's a good hand.
King Corbin.
People that got smashed in the face for getting caught, for calling somebody a good hand, focus.
Yeah.
People that got smashed in their face for things like that, man.
Yeah.
Eric Corbin, good hand.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah. He's a good
That's messed up.
hand.
He is though.
Good.
I mean, come on. He's one of the chosen ones.
What do you think, Richie?
And
I think the Fiend, which that was a terrible segue. That was a horrible segue.
wait, before we segue into that, I will give credit as far as the King of the Ring, giving Chad Gable a good shine.
Oh hell yeah!
Throughout this tournament.
Definitely.
Got over
It felt, like Kurt Angle type.
That's how they need to book Chad Gable. They needed to book him as the goofy, funny babyface, the white meat babyface. We don't have any of those. Everybody wants to be tweener. Everybody wants to be kind of bad. And
if they
cool.
just focus,
no, we need white meat babyface.
if they just focus on his technicality and like build him how they used to
you
build
see them German suplexes?
like Eddie, how they used to build
chaos?
Benoit, and how they used to build those tentacle wrestlers, the Malenko.
What's his move called? The Chaos Super. What is his move called? It's like the double German. He does like the German, then he does it again. I think it's called like the
I
Chaos
forgot what
something.
he calls it, but
It's like
I
a
know
Chaos
what you're
something.
talking about.
It's awesome.
He does a German suplex and then rolls into like a pin or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. But next, let's move into honestly, not even arguably, the top star, the
Breakout star of the year.
Breakout star, the most
When we do
unexpected.
our wrap up year video, I'm pretty sure the Fiend is gonna be high up there in the ranks.
We were literally just watching some Firefly Funhouse, like the first ones, and like who would have ever thought that it would have turned into this? Like it's crazy. The Fiend.
I don't know. At first, we were talking about our initial reactions, and it was like, "What the hell is this? Like, what happened to Bray Wyatt? Why does he look like this? Why is he talking like this?
First off,
why is he Mr. Rogers' neighborhood?
This is his word. This is Bray Wyatt Rogers.
Week in, week out, it started getting more twisted. You could see the stories he was actually telling subliminally and through the imagery on the show.
Some people don't know this, but those puppets are of his subconscious. Those
They
are like
all
his
represent
aspects of his mind.
of his mind,
People don't.
his gimmick, his character, what he's been through in WWE.
They don't put that over on commentary.
What was it? Do the dance?
The Husky,
The Hustle Man dance,
the
whatever.
Husky Harris.
That
period,
was-
all that.
That was pretty much the play on his original character that came in through NXT and was brought up to the Nexus. Husky Harris. So
I want to see, and I actually heard.
it's deep. A lot of stuff he has is deep on.
I actually heard this on Wrestling Talk. I don't want real wrestlers should never go to the Firefly Funhouse, but like puppets of should go to the Firefly Funhouse, like of like wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Like it should be like let's say he goes against I'm fantasy booking Brock Lesnar, so like it should be like a puppet of like Paul Heyman kind of. It's like what I'm
Who
saying?
knows? We
And
do
interacting with that.
We
Like,
do have Puppet Vince, which is a breakout.
oh my!
star.
It's so meta. It's so. Can we take a moment? I actually posted this on our Facebook group, Kayfabe Avenue. Can we take a moment to appreciate the brilliance of Vince coming out in the puppet and complaining, and then Bray Wyatt pulling out money, putting it in his mouth, and shuts up and goes away? Money.
Yeah. So currently, the Fiend looks like he's being booked to face Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell.
What do you think about
for
that?
the title?
I personally, I cannot stand that they booked him this fast. I don't mind.
A lot of
we're here
people
now.
do feel like
Wow.
it's too soon.
How do you feel about it?
Me personally, finally, I like Bray Wyatt. Period. The moment he came out with his original character of Bray Wyatt, I loved all
That
of it.
worked. That
I
worked.
felt like it could have went so much farther, and I feel like
Could have just won.
in a weird way, this Fiend character is the next step. If you look at a lot of the old videos he did as Bray Wyatt, regular Bray Wyatt, whatever that even means, regular Bray Wyatt, but
The cult leader, Bray Wyatt.
if you
The Wyatt family.
if you look
Bray
at
Wyatt.
those vignettes, a lot of things he said became true to the story of the Fiend.
Yeah.
And what we got now with the mask and everything.
I think the Fiend is what he always really wanted to. I think Bray Wyatt may have, looking at it now, Bray Wyatt might have been like a filter.
I think, listen, if you're gonna do it, go all the way with it. If he's gonna have the title, let him win the title. Let him have his run dominate.
I feel it, but
he shouldn't have a single. He shouldn't have a single loss after this.
I told you.
Why can't somebody else have a dominant streak like a Brock Lesnar? This is the opportunity to build a new star on the level of a Brock, but actually have the characteristic of like an Undertaker. Somebody that is gonna forever resonate in the minds of WWE fans.
He could be the new
in 10,
Undertaker.
15 years,
he could be the new
think
Undertaker.
of even a Kane or
the
something
new Fiend.
in his prime. The Fiend is
I
something.
don't like to call people like the next this person, but like
No, he's the first Fiend.
Yeah, he's the first.
There's nothing like it.
But for this generation, he can be their Undertaker, like how the Undertaker was to us. You know what I'm saying? They can have the Fiend. Like,
yeah, and he still keeps the character of the reformed Bray Wyatt,
which is so
which
awesome.
is the Mr. Rogers-esque character that he's playing off in the funhouse, and his promo work is getting filtered through that.
Facts.
And you see the twistedness in his mind and the little
all they gotta do is just
movements and little character traits he does.
The puppets are so awesome. I wish it didn't stop that. Like I know
what he reminds me
I feel like the Fiend is a character that can just be a crawl. Like the puppets can just pop up all over the place, and it never ever has to play into anything. But it could just be the Fiend is always there. Like he
reminds me of
over the WWE.
He reminds me of a Heath Ledger playing Joker.
Yeah,
his little ticks and his little movements. The way he cuts his promos, and then the way he's pulling off the character of the Fiend, in the arena and everything.
Did you see the house show footage of him doing the stomp, and then like Seth Rollins went to the corner,
no,
and like the Fiend immediately got up. Yeah, Seth Rollins hit the stomp on him, boom. Then he went to the corner, like I think he was like on a taunt Bray Wyatt. He got up immediately. I mean, he didn't he just no sold the stomp immediately.
The Fiend shouldn't be put down.
Honestly, I said it off camera.
If he's gonna win this title,
the Fiend should not lose.
He should go on a dominant reign. It should be a WrestleMania moment, and even then, he should win WrestleMania.
They gotta find artifacts just to defeat the Fiend.
Facts. Facts.
It should be storyline reason. Good storyline reason for a loss for Bray Wyatt. A loss for the Fiend shouldn't just come easily.
Yeah.
And
I feel like there's only I feel like I would love to see this, and not anytime soon. I would love to see the Demon Finn Balor and them really go into like that kind of supernatural thing.
That could be it.
Not
Demon
until
Finn pulls off the win against the Fiend, the first person to beat the Fiend.
Not until like
for the title
next year SummerSlam, something like that. Some shit like that.
That's
like,
a Mania match.
Something like that. Yeah,
that's a Mania match.
I feel like that's even too soon. That's too soon. I feel like that's too soon. That's like next year SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like something like 2020 SummerSlam. Cause
because I want Finn to come back with OC and
let that let it
resonate for
and
a
let
while.
the Fiend really be like this is their opportunity, like you said earlier, like piggyback on like this is the opportunity to build a super cap. Like this is to really put somebody over to that proportion, beating the Fiend. It's not even about a winning streak, any of that. It's just the Fiend is there. He's the top guy. Pull the trigger. I feel like they pulled the trigger with the title a bit too early. I felt like they could have built up to that. But you know what?
I'd rather have somebody who's new, who's not new. He's a veteran at this point, but fresh.
Yeah.
The gimmick is fresh. We know he can pull off the promo.
We've seen him in person.
We know he can.
We've seen him in person. Honestly, I got goosebumps. Like just serious. Like he's
just go all the way. Just go all the way with it. That's all I can say. The Fiend is worth it.
The Fiend is definitely worth it. Let's move on to SmackDown. Moving to Fox. This is a big money. This is a big money move. That's hence why we're getting Brock Lesnar beating Kofi Kingston in the first episode.
Damn, you're not gonna give Kofi no kind of chance of winning.
That's a spoiler.
That's a spoiler.
That's a spoiler.
He has the New Day. If anything, it's a perfect time for them to get serious.
Yo, but they're not. But they're not. That's the problem. That's the problem with WWE booking. They're not. I hope they do. I hope. I will eat a lovely humble pie, but they don't. Because when Randy Orton beats his ass, Kofi Kingston comes out the next night smiling, throwing pancakes. I love it, but I can't stand. I'm tired of that.
Big ending. Next thing you know, Trouble in Paradise. SOS 1 2 3.
That would be dope, but it's not.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be dope. It's not. They're gonna come out throwing pancakes.
Or it could just he could win. He could lose off.
It's gonna be a good match. It's
lose
gonna
off
be
DQ.
Nope. Brock
on
Lesnar,
DQ. You still get the fans in
Brock
to watch Brock
Lesnar,
Lesnar on Fox
you're a WWE
because he hasn't had a
champion.
match on a regular show in over 10 years. So that's the draw right there.
Yep.
Have Kofi Kingston win on a DQ situation, or have the New Day step up, get serious, beat the hell out of Brock Lesnar, get a DQ that way. You build up heat, or you build up some steam for the New Day. There's ways around it, but I think Brock's gonna win.
Your new
I do think Brock's gonna win.
WWE champion,
But
Brock Lesnar, at the debut episode.
As far as I feel about the Fox deal, I think the best thing about this deal, on top of the money that it's gonna bring to the company and hopefully to the stars, is the fact that the draft came out of the deal with Fox. Fox wanting exclusive characters to their own show, while USA has their roster. So the separation is good. The competition within the company, let alone AEW.
That's what they need to focus on. They need to focus on the competition in the company. Raw and SmackDown need to be a real. Forget when Survivor Series needs to be the fever pitch. Like, that needs to be like that. Raw and SmackDown, they need that. They need to be shots thrown. They need to be treating Raw and SmackDown like they're dead series, completely different. They need to be treating SmackDown like it's AEW, like straight throwing shots, like trash.
Yeah,
like,
they need to do
like,
that.
You know what I'm saying?
And
like, you see the ratings, like they need to start shooting on each other. You know what I'm saying? Make it real. Make it real. They're on two separate networks. You're on. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get SmackDown's gonna move to the A show now. SmackDown's now the A show. Raw been on for 25 years. Now it's the A show.
Oh man.
Well, NXT,
make it real.
NXT on USA might become the A show.
It already is. It's the secret A show.
Especially when they're going against AEW, creating a Wednesday night war with AEW Dynamite starting on TNT
Wednesday night Dynamite.
Wednesdays. So I don't know. I think it's big things.
I think
USA losing SmackDown to Fox. I feel NXT is the perfect. Response to losing that, and big gain for not only NXT but for USA. NXT is finally going to turn that TV revenue in, and hopefully big things. I just hope with the revenue flow of the TV deal that they focus on production, step it up.
They got to travel a little bit. They got to get full sale. You can't do full sale every single day. It's a little crowd. AEW is going to be doing bigger shows.
I have the same critiques about AEW. As far as the venues they choose for their weekly show. Now it's time for NXT to step up, do the same thing. We need different arenas. We need them to really travel and, step up production a little bit more. It shouldn't look like a small show. It's on USA. Let's use the money.
Facts. Focus. Any last thoughts?
Yes. I would like to say that I think that NXT going to USA was a great move on the WWE's part. And I believe it was a long-term vision to get NXT to USA. I just want to congratulate them. And with that being said,
go ahead, Richie. You got something to say about that.
With that being said, AJ, where can they find you at?
At Kayfabe_AJ on Instagram.
Focus, where can they find you at?
Kayfabe_Focus.
You can find me at Kayfabe Avenue. You can find me at Mr. Richie Moon. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny, take us home.
Goodbye. And good night. Bang!